Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I am Mick Alphanine. So we're going to begin here on CoinDesk.com. This article is titled, European Union Parliament Approves Crypto Licensing Funds Transfer. We've been reading about MICA legislation and MICA regulations for quite some time now. So now things are finally coming to fruition. It says lawmakers in the European Union on Thursday voted 517 to 38 in favor of new crypto licensing regime, markets in crypto assets, MICA, with 18 abstentions, making it the first major jurisdiction in the world to introduce a comprehensive crypto law. We've been seeing around the world, there's a lot of big steps being taken towards mass adoption, towards regulatory clarity. I think the only place that everything is at a standstill is in the United States. So we have activity right now in the European Union. We also have activity going on in Hong Kong also. We have activity that we're about to read about in the next chapter, the next article and chapter, about the United Arab Emirates. We have activity going on in the United Kingdom. So regulatory clarity, it looks like it may be coming in hot. It may be coming in soon. We'll see. Let's finish reading this little tidbit here. It says the European Parliament also voted 529 to 29 in favor of a separate law known as the Transfer Funds Regulation, which requires crypto operators to identify their customers in a bid to halt money laundering, with 14 abstentions. The vote follows a Wednesday debate in which lawmakers largely supported plans to make crypto wallet providers and exchanges seek a license to operate across the bloc and require issuers of stablecoins tied to the value of other assets to maintain sufficient reserves. I hope you hold your banks just as accountable, right? I hope you regulate your banks just as tightly as what you're doing to crypto here. However, I will say that at least they're taking some sort of steps forward, and we'll continue to monitor this and see how it goes. Let's move on to this next article here. It's on financemagnates.com. It's titled Cryptocurrency Service Providers Licensing Begins in UAE. Virtual Asset Service Providers Licensing begins in the UAE. Notice how all of these areas where they are moving forward with regulations or trying to issue regulatory clarity, the bank coins are deep there. XRP is super deep in the European Union, very deep in the United Arab Emirates, right? Stellar is deep in the European Union. Stellar is deep in the United Arab Emirates. So let's read this little tidbit here. It says, in 2022, United Arab Emirates Cabinet passed resolution number 111, which granted the SCA authority to issue decisions governing virtual asset transactions and license virtual asset service providers. All UAE-based companies offer virtual asset services, except for those licensed to operate in economic free zones. Must adhere to the SCA's decisions and submit their license applications. In Dubai, companies must apply to the Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority, VARA, which we've read about before, and seek SCA approval through a standardized process designed to streamline licensing. All right, so we have a lot of activities going on. I can't wait for regulatory clarity, mass adoption, and then we're really going to see what crypto is made of. I think it's going to be a fun time. I hope it is. It says here, Article 3 of the regulations prohibits virtual asset trading in the UAE unless the assets are listed on the official virtual asset platform operators licensed by the SCA or the relevant authority, unquote. The SCA commented in an official statement on its website. All right, so now let's move on to another article here. So, of course, everyone is getting behind Ripple and XRP now, and it's really self-serving in my humble opinion. I don't think a lot of entities thought that the SEC was going to attack them the way that they've been attacking Ripple. They thought they could slide under the, fly under the radar, for lack of a better word. So now everybody is watching the Ripple case to find anything that they may be able to use to win in court, when all along they should have been preparing, in my humble opinion. This article here is on beincrypto.com and it's titled Ripple Found Fatal Flaw in SEC's Armor, right? So the case against Ripple has drawn widespread attention and the scrutiny of industry experts. Well, a lot of people have to root for Ripple now. Like I said, they never thought that their precious crypto would be touched or attacked by the SEC. And now that it has, All of a sudden, everybody loves Ripple. All of a sudden, everybody is pro Ripple. They're not really that. They just need Ripple to win so that maybe the SEC will back off of them, or if they have to have a legal battle with the SEC, they can have something to use. A precedent could be set, right? So if other cryptos weren't attacked, you wouldn't see this much support from, maxis for Ripple. Unfortunately, that's just the way that it is. But let's continue on here. It says, the case against Ripple, wait, let me pause. You know why I address things like that? It's because in my own mind, I have to separate real love from fake love. That's why I need to understand what is real and what is not, what is illusory. So even though everybody's like, yeah, Ripple, yeah, XRP, they don't actually love XRP or Ripple. They love what it could do for them, what a precedent could do for them, what the techniques and victories of Ripple could do for them in a court case. So, I always separate things and categorize them so I have a better understanding of what is genuine, what is not, where things are going. I don't want to ever pretend like, yeah, XRP has more support than it really has. Ripple has more support than it really has, because it doesn't. When the dust settles, I believe everybody will go right back to what they were doing before, which was saying, oh, we don't like XRP, we don't like Ripple, Volante, whatever, because it's centralized and, all of that type of thing. So anyway, I just wanted to explain why sometimes I might say things like that. It's for my own mind. Let's move on here. It says, it highlights the legal challenges and complexities that arise when dealing with the emerging technologies that underpin the crypto industry. Well, not really, in my humble opinion. What it highlights is that the United States and their regulators across the board are lazy. They're lazy. They don't want to inspect. They don't want to have a real conversation. They could have done that. They could have studied the technology and in correlation with certain existing regulations and saw that they don't match up. You need something new for this new asset class. They did not do that. It's not about challenges and complexities. I think it's more about laziness. It's more about ignorance. It's more about money under the table. People get paid off in the United States a lot, allegedly. They get paid off a lot. There's a lot of money under. If you have enough money and you put it into the right hands, the right pockets, everybody's going to love you. They're going to praise you, promote you, love you. And, I think there's a lot of that goes on in the United States. So it highlights corruption in a way, in my humble opinion. Once again, didn't Gary Gensler love Algorand? Isn't Silvio Macali a Turing Award winner? Didn't he work with Silvio Macali and he was praising Algorand? Now all of a sudden Algorand is a security. So is Gary Gensler going to get fined for promoting the security? Is that what he's saying? He's going to fine himself? Is that going to happen? You see what I mean? Like, why did he make such a turn like that? Can anybody explain that logically without bringing in corruption? Because I think if you're going to explain it logically, you have to say there's some kind of corruption there. Something is wrong there. So that's what it highlights. I don't want to take a light footing around this. No, because the legacy system holds everybody else accountable harshly. They hold their feet firmly to the fire. So let's hold theirs to the fire. Hold them accountable. That's how I feel. So anyway, it says many cases against crypto industry leaders occurred because of regulatory confusion. It is difficult, once again, not confusion, regulatory laziness. On the crypto industry's side, they have no clarity. On the crypto industry side, they came in and said, hey, what do we have to do? SEC just twiddled their thumbs and they didn't say anything. Then next thing you know, these people got hit with lawsuits. That's what the companies have been saying. That's what they said in court, so it's true. And the SEC doesn't refute that, right? All right, so they don't even know what to comply with. But let's continue on. It says, given that crypto has been around since 2009, the SEC should have a more rigorous framework in place by now. Rigorous framework? There's no framework, none. All they do is take you to court and expect you to pay a huge fine, which, listen, like I said, this is something that in the United States, you can't get around this. Why? Regulators, politicians, they're supposed to be public servants. They're not supposed to be making tons of money, but why are most of them millionaires? Most of them are rich. Where's that money coming from? You see what I'm saying? So it's not about being fair. It's about them fattening their pockets one way or another, through connections, allegedly, maybe some under the table stuff going, allegedly, right? It's about them getting rich. It's about them accumulating power. Why are they all like these politicians? They make more money than the people they represent. I mean, tons of money. They're not investors. They're not traders. They're sitting down. They have a dinner. They throw a dinner. Each plate can cost $2,000. For what? These people they really rarely do they even have personality. Sit down and listen to them actually speak. They rarely have intelligence. I'm only talking about in the West, right? This is what I know best. The United States. They rarely have intelligence. They don't have anything to say. They don't have any charisma. They don't have any personality. They're not fun to listen to. $2,000 a plate. I'm just throwing a number out there because it's way higher than that. And they all do this for each other, right? It's a real sneaky way to sort of bring about a favor for a favor mafia type of environment. You know, like they don't really. It's not about what they're saying at those dinners or during those meetings. It's about the exchange of capital. You know who paid for these plates. You know who is lobbying you. You know who is paying you money for whatever is going on. And so now they feel that you owe them. You're going to pass laws and regulations that are favorable to them. Favor for a favor type stuff. That's what's going on in the United States. Real mafia type stuff, allegedly. That's my humble opinion. And I think so. If you look at it and you see what was going on, for example, once again with Sam Bankman-Fried, who were those 300 people? I'll say it like that. Because every time I bring that up, I swear to you, strange stuff, or like not swear to you, I swear before you that, like an oath, that strange stuff begins to happen with the channel. So I have to be careful with certain stuff that I say, but who were those people? It's corruption. And too many people, in my humble opinion, they just let corruption just run free. Only to complain about it later, when everybody could have done something about this for decades, could have fought back for decades, could have pushed back for decades. But the people are too busy fighting each other. I see this all over the place. People just too busy arguing with each other. That has to stop. Too busy hating each other. That has to stop. More thinking, less wanting emotion. More love, less hate. More neutrality, clear thinking, strategize. Your enemy is before you. Everywhere that you go, your enemy is going to be before you. Just like you're going to have people that love you, you're going to have people that hate you. So it's the same way when you're dealing with regulators, governments, politicians. Strategize and take proper precautions, take measures. I get it. Most people are just concerned with just living life. But unfortunately now, because nobody's done anything for decades, the rot has grown exponentially, and now everybody is paying the price. You got a banking system that's on fire. You have a political system that is just in the sewer. The morale of the people is down extremely low. There's not a lot of motivation for the people. So you have these things that can be repaired. But yeah, going back to this article here, there is no framework. There's no framework here. Okay. Let's continue on. I'm liking this article. It's getting me, it's starting to make me think. It says, as cryptocurrencies become more mainstream, regulators are grappling with how to properly oversee them while balancing the need to foster innovation. Grappling with how to properly oversee. They haven't tried to oversee anything. They haven't sat down and had any real discussions with anyone significant. They haven't met up with the minds in the crypto industry like others have done around the world to come up with something that's fair, right? And you can tell that just by how the crypto companies always come out and they're screaming on their Twitter, which I always find that interesting, that all of the potent information is released through Twitter. And it's not like, well, that makes sense, I guess, because the mainstream news is sort of, here's a few dollars, write a few articles. You get what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So they're not going to cover that particular news. So they have no choice but to go on social media. But they always are calling for fair regulation. They wouldn't have to do that on Twitter if they were actually sitting down in meetings with the SEC to come up with fair regulation. Hence why the rest of the world is winning right now. And they know they're winning. They're winning right now. And on top of that, they're issuing regulatory clarity. They're trying to issue regulatory clarity everywhere else. Everybody else around the world that is not in the United States is preparing for that flip of the switch moment. They get to play. They get to play. So anyway, let's move on to another article here. All right. So this article here is from zcrypto.com. It says pro-crypto congressman mulls pushing legislation to remove SEC's Gary Gensler. What do you mean mulling it? Do it. Like, why would you mull over that? You had long enough to watch what Gary Gensler is doing. The poison that is coming out of this individual, the stubbornness, the lack of understanding, it's willful ignorance because the individual is not ignorant. Gary's not ignorant, but for some reason, who knows why, Gary's taking these ignorant actions. What do you mean mull it? You're either going to push it or not. And I think Gensler should be removed. He's destroyed an industry that could have made your United States citizens a lot of money across the board, not just investing and holding crypto, but running crypto companies themselves, building on crypto to help their small businesses, which, by the way, have been getting crushed by your monetary policy. So, of course, he should be removed. He's injuring the very people that you represent. Who's this individual again? Congressman. Yeah, so congressman. This individual is destroying literally the people that you represent. And I bet you a lot of you Congress people, you come up from the bottom, right? And you talk to the people that are impoverished or and you say to them, well, we were going to help you, live a better life. And I read an article that said that most of the people that were doing well from crypto were from impoverished environments. Haven't I been saying that? So this Gary Gensler of the SEC has been harming the capital and the way of life of all those people that were making a ton of money from crypto, that were from impoverished environments, but because of crypto, they were on the rise and were getting out of those impoverished environments. They were building for themselves, like I've been saying. They were buying houses, cars, sending their children to college. Is that not good? You don't want to fight for that, huh? You don't care about their children going to college. You don't care about them having a little bit more capital, a little bit more food. Listen, the fact that these people say they're mulling the removal of Gensler tells me a lot. But the question is, what are the people in the United States going to do? Are they going to focus to enact change for themselves that benefit them? Don't just listen to people, let them woo you because they have the gift of gab. Don't let these politicians do that. They have the gift of gab and they're going to talk you in circles and say something good and do nothing. No, it's the job of the people to ensure things happen for themselves. That's how I like to exist. I believe each person should rule over themselves. No external entity should be ruling over you as far as people. You should have no king or queen ruling over you, no false king or queen, in my humble opinion. That means you have to take action for yourself. Your life is in your hands. Clearly, you can't trust these people with your life, with your children's lives. And clearly, the world that they've built is burning down around them, around everyone. So wouldn't it be time to make a little bit of change, right? Take that destiny back into your own hands. Take everything else into our hands. We lift weights, try to stay in shape, go boxing, go running, do yoga, qigong. We do all of these things. We read, we educate ourselves. Some people out there running their businesses. We've taken all that power. Take a little bit more. Make sure that those representatives that are working in a system that we were born into, we didn't ask for those systems. We're born into these political systems, right? Let's make sure that since they're supposed to do a job, let's make sure they do them. That's what I'm saying. Make sure they do them. I don't agree to those systems that someone needs to represent me. I can tell individuals who have a job directly to them what I want from them. And oftentimes I do. Make that call to that politician. Hey, this is what I want to see. This is what I feel. directly. I don't need a representative. And you know what? Through distributed ledger technologies, yeah, everybody could just vote on almost everything and have all of that stuff tabulated, have one system checking another system and checking another system to make sure that nothing is fraudulent. Let AI do it since they want to unleash it. Already unleashed AI. And let all of the people represent themselves to those who are supposed to work for them. We don't need intermediaries. So let's say the White House is supposed to run things. Sure. Let the people vote. Let the people say stuff. Let accumulate it on DLT. Use AI to accumulate everything together to get the sentiment, the average sentiment. Or if you want to do that where there's one side against the other, yay and nay side, yes and no, and tabulate all that together. Sure. And let the people directly represent what they want, what they desire, what needs to be changed. But before any of that could take place, a lot of corruption would have to go by the wayside. Tell me if I'm right or wrong. So now let's move on here. So yeah, Mullin pushing legislation to remove SEC's Gensler. Push it, remove them. Let's move forward in life. How long are you going to keep people trapped in this hell? Because people are having a hard go of it. Hey, let's move on here. So this article here is from zcrypto.com. It's from April the 20th. I have to say that because this is interesting. It says, it's titled, Why Pro XRP Lawyer John Deaton Calls for Investigation into SEC Chair Gary Gensler. What the heck? Well, what was that when they were just questioning him in front of Congress? Let's scroll down and read this a little bit and let him elaborate. I need to understand. It says, former Marine turned class action lawyer John E. Deaton. I didn't know John Deaton was a former Marine. All right, sir. Appreciate that. Okay. It says, threw shade at SEC Chairman Gary Gensler on Thursday, condemning his performance as a regulator. Gensler has previously been accused of forcing the digital assets industry into a regulatory framework that's neither applicable nor compatible. There's no framework. They're just suing everybody and making them pay huge fines that put them out of business. That's it. Crushing companies that could have helped the U.S. survive, that can help the U.S. survive what is coming. My people call it the controlled demolition. That's what they've been saying, that it's all planned out. I think I'm beginning to agree with them. So anyway, it says here, rather than providing necessary clarity, let's go down here because I just want to see about this investigation. It says, quote, I look forward to the day he is investigated. They're going to listen. There should be an investigation. Who's going to do it? All of those people are part of, how can I say this? It's like having a fraternal order. I'm telling you, it's like having a fraternal order. They all stick together. Who's going to investigate him? Well, how is there really, you really believe there's going to be activity against him? The best you could probably do is get him removed. But as far as like there being a real investigation to uncover the dirt that turned him, that made a person who used to praise Algorand go against Algorand, I don't know about that. Once again, in a fraternal order, people will look out for that, for their brothers, their freighters, their sorors, no matter what. That's how a lot of they're not, and I'm not saying that he's a part of a fraternal order. I'm saying there's a lot of groups that move like fraternal orders. That's what I'm saying. They're even worse than that because what they'll do, wee, right? So I could, if you watch the mainstream news, you've seen certain things and you're like, yep, these individuals should probably be in big trouble, and yet nothing happens. You get where I'm going with that? Why? Nothing. It's like, which one of their own people, one of their own fraternal order, one of their own brothers or sisters is going to really take action against that individual? You get what I'm saying? So this is why the system is broken to a degree. When these individuals are in deep, right, into corruption, oh, the corruption goes deep, baby. But let's read this little tidbit here. It says, in a recent tweet, Deaton noted that the SEC chair should be investigated in the near future. His logic stems from the fact that Gensler has stepped up scrutiny of digital asset firms. Yeah, but listen, if that, let's say allegedly there was money coming from a certain legacy system sector and making it into a certain individual's pockets to go after crypto and digital asset firms. You know how deep their money and power goes? You do know that the people that you will be asking to do the investigation, as well as the people that could sentence this individual, you do know that that other industry with that deep money, and they've been around for a long time, their old money, you do know that their money makes it, allegedly, might make it into the pockets, or have been making it into the pockets of all of those individuals that could run an investigation, that could sentence an individual. I've been around for quite some time. Let me tell you something. I've been in a few industries. I've done some really interesting things in my life. And I'm telling you now, there is a side to the United States that most people never see. And you would never think it's where it is. And let me not say too much. It's not worth it to get in trouble, really, truth be told. But I'm telling you, anybody who's been around for a while and they had some good success and you made it around certain groups and people, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Real mafia type stuff. I'm not saying mafia, but real mafia type stuff. Anyway, hey, let's move on here. But Deaton has to know that. But still, fight anyway. Yeah, fight anyway. But get him removed. Let's start with getting that individual removed. So the XRP amicus curiae posited, I'm just trying to be realistic. The XRP amicus curiae posited that Gensler acts in the interest of, quote, a select few. Ooh, suggesting he is an agent of Wall Street's financial elite. Whoa. And he's speaking nothing but truth. Whoa. Listen, Deaton is a warrior. I don't care what anyone says. Let me tell you something, man. Like I said, I've been around for a little bit now, right? For him to say what he just said, dangerous. Listen, you're not hearing me. Dangerous. That's all I'm going to say about that. He's a warrior. Simple as that. Do you understand who he's speaking against right now? The connections that they have. So he knows. Listen, he knows. This is like he just exposed. This is literally exposing. This is saying what most people will not say. Why? Dangerous. That's all I'm just putting it that way. Let's move on here. It gets deeper. See, it gets deeper than what most people want to. They don't want to see how deep this rabbit hole really goes. They just want it to be on a crypto level, but it's not. It's not. The new financial system is connected to the new globalist system. Someone needs to control that new globalist system. There's a war going on between two sides right now. I told you that in the beginning when I first got the channel, didn't I? There's a war going on between two sides right now. Old money and new money. The new money's fighting hard. That old money is still dominant. There's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of dirt going on. That's so. Let's move on to another article here. So we got a little bit of stellar news now. I know the video's getting a little bit long. People never like to use the chapters. They don't. They just, the video's too long, but it's like different chapters. Each chapter is like its own video. So, let's say I put out a 30-minute video, a 40-minute video. Like, would it be better for me to put out 4 10-minute videos? That's still 40 minutes. You get what I'm saying? Instead of doing that and just clogging up people's feed all day. No, just put out one video and then you could just jump through the chapters. I'm just saying, some people do that. So a lot of people don't. And so I have to deal with it because I get complaints all the time. And I'm like, well, just watch the parts that you enjoy watching. You don't have to. I'm not expecting you to watch the whole thing. I would hope you do, but I don't expect you to watch the whole thing. Just jump through the chapters. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we get this tweet here. A little bit of stellar news. This is from Lauren Thorbjornsen. That's a powerful name. I like that, Thorbjornsen. Anyway. Says, drum roll, please. Stellar has made the FXC top 100 list yet again. Congrats to the amazing team and partners who helped make this possible. Stellar, here's the subtweet from Stellar. So Stellar once again makes the FXC top 100 list. That doesn't surprise me. They've been dominating left and right. Stellar's been doing what a lot of other companies can't do. Stellar's been making it look easy. Easy. Wait, let me tell you something. Because of all the companies building on Stellar, all the beautiful corridors, MoneyGram, United Nations, Ukraine, CBDCs, I mean, ties with the CFTC, because of all of this stuff, when it's time to flip the switch and we get regulatory clarity, Stellar's going to go bonkers. Bonkers. This is my humble opinion. Maybe they don't. That's just my humble opinion. Not financial advice. I'm not trying to tell you to buy XLM, sell your XLM. I only speak for me. That's it. Just for me. That's it. But I think once regulatory clarity hits, because of everything that they've done, muy linda, mi gente. Like, so this does not surprise me. Top 100, sure, they probably should be a little bit higher. I don't understand why they're not a little bit higher. So Stellar once again makes the FXC top 100 list, celebrating the most important players in cross-border payment space out of 15,000 plus entities tracked. Woo! So, hey, wait, maybe I should appreciate the top 100, making the top 100. That's pretty good. Out of 15,000, I still say we should be higher. We're doing more than almost everybody else. We're better than all of them. All of them. Only another crypto company could rival us. Only another bank coin company can rival us. Look, if they could do what we do, then they would have done the United Nations aid assist or aid program. They would have done it. They didn't. They came to us because we're the best. That's just how I feel. You disagree, but that's how I feel. All right. So let's move on here a little bit. Okay. All right. So, of course, Quant, it continues to push, their agenda with CBDCs and, bringing the trust to CBDCs, connecting legacy system together with the new financial system. They have this article here on FinTech Intel, and it says CBDCs are coming. But what does this mean for consumers, banks, and capital markets? A great little article here that was by Gilbert Verdian. There was a video actually about this as well, where it showed Gilbert Verdian of Quant speaking. And all it told me is this. Always keep in mind that Gilbert Verdian said Quant token is at the core of everything they do. When we have regulatory clarity and Quant can glue all of these banks together, all of these CBDCs, and he even says it somewhere in the article that their primary focus is CBDCs. The banks, we already knew that, but the more he reaffirms that, the more I get even more bullish on Quant. Look at their circulating supply. And they're trying to glue together all the CBDCs. I can't wait. Oh my goodness. I'm very excited about Quant. Once we get to a true bull run, utility run, it is one of the few crypto where they're literally saying from the company that utility does matter because QNT token is at the core of everything. So no one can discount that and negate that. So I'm very excited about Quant. Don't ever ask me if I'm bullish. Yeah, I'm bullish. I'm bullish in the morning, bullish at night. I don't know. I was trying to go somewhere with that like a song, but it didn't work out. All right, let's go here, man. All right, we're taking a little bit of time to get flowing, but at least I'm feeling better again. I'm feeling good again. Man, I've had some hard days. So anyway, I have a few more articles. Okay, I have a few more articles. I'm gonna post them in the members only section, so everyone can read them there because I'm getting a little long into the video here. I don't want to keep you too long. So we're going to end off here with this article from beInCrypto.com. It's titled Bank of England. Who's in deep with the Bank of England? Ripple, Quant. Boom. Activity is happening here. Successful Bank of England CBDC pilot. Who do you think going to glue all these CBDCs together coming out of the Bank of England and any other digital asset that they need to flow into that CBDC from any other smaller banks in the UK? Probably Ripple. Didn't the Bank of England ask Ripple? This was like a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago. They asked Ripple to help them. Remember that? How deep does that go? I mean, we can only speculate, but they asked them for help. They're indeed muy lindamente. Yeah. So anyway, let's read this little tidbit here. It says, the Bank for International Settlements and the Bank of England recently concluded a central bank digital currency pilot that could refocus lawmakers on finalizing UK crypto regulation. The pilot, Project Meridian, coordinated messages between the BOE's real-time gross settlement system and the land registry to purchase a house using central bank money. The BOE needs new laws to consider CBDC stablecoin settlements. The transfer only involved commercial banks and legal entities representing the buyer and seller. Look at that. A synchronization, my apologies. I have a little, there's a little diagram here. I don't know if I'm going to put that on screen or not. So the synchronization operator linked the RTGS and land registry, ensuring funds only changed hands only if the property did. Look at where it's going. So the tokenization of everything is something that I've been seeing a lot of articles on lately. Lots of capital going to come through, and guess who's going to be the last one standing to move all of that? We've been seeing so many crypto companies get crushed. They get fined until they're out of business. The last one standing will be the bank coins. The bank coins. They have when Ripple crushes the SEC and wins, the bank coins all have very similar use cases. You can't say that about all the other crypto. So I don't know why they're so excited. Like, oh, well, if Ripple wins, we can use. It may set some light precedents, but it's going to be a heavy precedent set for the other bank coins that do pretty much the same thing that Ripple is trying to do, with minus a patent on demand liquidity, right? So we're going to end it off here. This chapter here, I'm just going to give some thanks out and read a few comments and respond to some comments in the comment section from the last video to just show people some love. And also, I'm not sure if people see my comments or not, so I want to make sure I show them this love here. So first comment that I have here is from Matthew. Hold on. Man, it says, thank God my boy is back in the building, Matthew Williams. Appreciate you, sir. I could never thank you enough. I appreciate it. These types of positive comments keep me motivated to continue to do the channel, keep me fired up, and I appreciate it every single time. So thank you greatly. I'm always humbled by that. Thank you. So then Ahmed says, we love Danelle Dixon. Danelle Dixon has been one of the best things that happened to Stellar, to XLM. Danelle Dixon is our deal closer, brings in big partnerships. Never forget. Remember when Danelle was in that video? I know I say this probably a lot, but in that video, when she said, oh, we're working with, we were talking to different central banks about CBDCs. They never mentioned who those banks were. Maybe there's some big announcements that might be made. I don't know. When there's regulatory clarity, when the SEC case is over, maybe some big announcements might be coming. I think that there are. So yeah, sure. Danelle Dixon is a key figure here, and I hope that she continues to do well. But more than that, I thank you, Ahmed, for showing love to the channel, always being here. I appreciate you wherever you are. I hope that a great deal of goodness is coming to you. All right. Now let's go here to the next comment, if my computer will actually function here. Next comment by Bo Rabbit. The legendary Bo Rabbit. Bo Rabbit put his typical 100s across. I usually try to put a whole bunch there. Appreciate you, Bo Rabbit, for always showing support, showing love. I like that truck you got in that picture. I like that truck. I like that color. Okay, so you got some good taste there. All right. All right, so I hope everything is going well with you, Bo Rabbit. Thank you for being with the channel for so long and always showing support. It means a great deal to me. So now let's move on here. Oh, Ahmed is back. Woo, with a good comment here. It says, quote, our time is coming, unquote. Yes, sir. XLM bag ready for that $6. I can't wait, friend, for us to have a little bit of fun. This is going to, listen, because we've had so much time and certain people are sitting on a ton of XLM. When that bull run starts, this is going to be easy work, and it's going to be fun time. We just got to get into that next bull run, man. It's just so many things connected to it, you know, but our time is definitely coming, and I appreciate you. $6. Yeah, this is going to get real fun. Even before $6, this is going to get fun, right? So now, let's see if I have any more. Okay, so next comment here was from Mike, big N, little n, all right? Says, oh, this is another good comment. Oh, well, I have some of the best subscribers on the planet, best commenters on the planet. Even if you're not a subscriber, I don't know. I can't keep up with everybody. I have some of the best commenters on the planet, in my humble opinion. Says, this is what Mike says. Says, it's not going to take a week to get up to $1. It'll get up to well over $3 in one day. You know, I could see that happening, actually. I really could. So I agree with you there, Mike. Then Mike says, probably $30 in a week. Mike, everybody around you have to love Mike, because Mike is talking with fire. Mike is saying exactly what everybody want to hear. Like, I would love that to happen. Oh, yes. Holy smoke. Mike, you don't have a YouTube channel? You talking like this? Holy smokes. We all want to hear that. In one day, he said, in one day, probably $30 in a week. I would love for that to happen, Mike. Ooh, that's good. So Mike comes in with a powerful comment right there. All right. Oh, Mike came back with a second comment. Mike came back with a second comment, and he says, 2 weeks, in 2 weeks, will be over $150. Talking about XRP. Let's go back to that first comment just to make sure. Nope, I think he was talking about XRP right there. 2 weeks will be over $150. Ooh, Mike. Bullish. All right. I would love for that. I would take that. I would love for that to happen as well. Holy smokes. And if XRP is at $150, you know what XLM is going to be at. Algorand, Quant. Whew. Oh, man. Golden age coming. Appreciate you, Mike. Thank you for leaving a comment. You know, I enjoyed reading those comments greatly, and I look forward to seeing more comments from you. Let's go here. All right. This one here is from A Prod. All right. A Prod gives 2 laughing emojis, says, we understand, bro. We feel like this some days, man. That was a hard week, hard time all around, man. You know, and you could definitely see it in my videos. Like, I'm pretty much, whatever you see on screen is how I felt that day, you know. So he says, I don't want to say he, but A Prod says, we understand, bro. We feel like this some days. They will get their acts together soon. XRP XLM to the moon. Rocket emoji. Thank you for the video. Thank you for the comment. Thank you for the comment, A Prod. I appreciate that. Greatly, I do. Greatly, I do. Yes, XRP and XLM to the moon, man. I can't wait. You know what's crazy? I had a dream. I had a dream about XRP. This was 2 nights ago. And I've been having a hard time sleeping lately. But I had a dream about XRP 2 nights ago. And you would think I'm nuts if I tell you about that dream. I don't know if I was looking at, I'm going to tell you about it. So you're going to go ahead and think I'm nuts. I'm not saying this is what I think about XRP. I'm just saying this is what happened in the dream. I was in a dream, and I don't know. I checked like either maybe it was my trading view, cold wallet or something. And I looked at the price of XRP, and I kid you not, A Prod and anybody else that made it this far to watch, there was so many zeros on the end of XRP's price. I felt like my heart was going to explode out of my chest. Like I did. I woke up. I was breathing heavy. Like it was so realistic. Oh man, it was unbelievable. How did I get to talking about that? I don't know. Anyway, let's go here. Appreciate you, A Prod. Thank you so much for leaving that message. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Now this is interesting. So, you know, we had Pay Me an XRP for a long time. One of the greatest people on this channel. One of the greatest people in the crypto community, in my humble opinion. We have a lot of great people in the crypto community, okay? But now I've seen this comment here coming from someone for maybe about 2 weeks. I've seen comments from this person, maybe a little bit more. This person's name is Pay Me an XLM. Oh, I like it. I like it like that. I like it like Pay Me an XLM. That is hilarious. And I love it. It says XLM and XRP don't miss. Target. The train is taking off. You got the train emojis there. Listen, yes, I agree with that 100%. They've been putting in the hard work, building the corridors, making the partnerships. They've been doing a great job. So I appreciate you leaving that comment. Pay me an XLM, and I enjoy reading. It's certain names I enjoy reading every single time. They're just interesting to me. You know, I fill my mind with thoughts. All right, so now we're going to move on. Let's see if we have any more comments. Okay, so we have a comment from George Scott. All right, George says this. One of our frequent commenters, I believe I've read a lot of comments from George. Says so much money is going to be made with crypto. I agree with that. I agree that it can. You know, they're holding it back a little bit, but let's continue on with what George is saying, not what I'm saying. Says so much money is going to be made with crypto. I agree. Why wouldn't the USA want to take part of this money? It says == corrupted politicians and others are to blame. Seems to be. I was just talking, George, I just talking about that in one of the chapters before this one here. I agree with that 100%. There's a lot of fishy business going on. And I think that's the last comment. All right. So usually in the evening, I hang around in the comment section for probably about 40 minutes to 60 minutes at different times. All right. And I just wanted to show love to everybody. And like I said, sometimes I reply to comments. I'm not sure if everybody sees them. There's been a lot of strange things happening with my channel. You know, sometimes people's comments are disappearing. I'm not deleting those comments. Where's those comments going? You get what I'm like? That's strange. It's been happening for quite some time. So that will happen. And then sometimes I reply to people. I don't know if they're seeing my comment. Sometimes my comment section doesn't even appear to me. Like, there's so many strange things, but I'm just trying to make it work, you know. But anyway, I just wanted to show love to the people here, you know, and I appreciate every single one of you. So now that you had that, wait, I'm forgetting my own outro. I took a day off and I already forget my outro. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.